Let's bring in the American Border Story creative director, political strategist Tiffany Marie Brannan, and former GOP national spokesperson Elizabeth Pipko. Thank you both for coming on. So, Elizabeth, to you first. Frank Luntz says that Democrats are reading way too much into the Wisconsin Supreme Court race. He had the following to say. Watch.
The public still wants most of what Donald Trump is trying to do. They actually support, in a generic way, putting America on a level playing field in terms of economics. I think the Democrats read too much into it, saying, aha, we found the secret sauce. We're going to change things.
What secret sauce, Elizabeth Pipko? They got smoked in Florida. I mean, that's a big statement in itself.
It is. Look, I actually disagree with Frank Luntz a little bit, as usual. I actually think that the Democrats are touting this because they are so desperate for any kind of victory. They have nothing to say to their supporters around the country. They did get smoked, like you said, in Florida, but they're still trying to understand how they got smoked in the election in November. They're still trying to look back and understand what happened in 2016 when Donald Trump came onto the scene. They have no leadership. They don't know who is in charge of the party right now. They don't know who could be a possible front runner in 2028 or 2032 or beyond. They don't know what their message is, apart from we dislike Donald Trump. And the fact is, all they have right now is this victory last night, and they're going to tout it for as long as they possibly can because it's the only thing that they have to talk about.
Yeah. Meantime, Charlie Kirk says that special elections, Tiffany, and off-cycle elections will always be a problem for Republicans. He says, we are the party of welders, waiters, plumbers. We are the party of people who work with their hands, who shower before and after work. Politics is an afterthought for many of our supporters. They have common sense and American values, but they are voters who must be chased. They don't turn out in huge numbers on Election Day. We see that a lot.
Yeah, it's a problem because, well, first of all, they have jobs. They're
right.
actually doing those really important American blue-collar jobs, and they don't have time to take a day off of work necessarily and go stand in line at their polling place. But more than that, I think it's what it's really going to take coming up in these elections is to remember that we need to make politicians humanized again. It can't just be about an empty platform or empty platitudes. We need to recognize that these people are individuals who are going to represent the American people and represent the voter, whether that's locally or nationally.
Yeah. Meantime, we have Jonathan Allen on Morning Joe saying that Obama was working against Kamala Harris. Watch this.
He also didn't want Kamala Harris to be the replacement for Biden. He didn't think that she was the best choice for Democrats. And he worked really behind the scenes for a long time to try to have a mini primary or an open convention or mini primary leading to an open convention. Did not have faith in her ability to win the election.
Elizabeth Pipko, do you believe that?
I do. Look, here's the thing with Barack Obama. Unlike Kamala Harris, by the way, Barack Obama, like Donald Trump, won his election because he had the support of the American people. If you look back, who could fill an arena like Donald Trump could? Really only Barack Obama. So he knows what it looks like when a candidate or a party has the support of the people. He actually was not blind to what was going on during Joe Biden's term, and he knew exactly what was probably going to happen if Kamala Harris took her post at the top of the ticket the way that she did. He's not a stupid man. He knows exactly what it looks like when a administration is successful, and obviously when a person has a chance at winning fair and square in an election. He knew what was going on. He saw his own numbers shrinking when he went out to support Kamala Harris, and I'm pretty sure he expected exactly what he got on November 5th.
Yeah. It's a very fair assessment. Meantime, J.D. Vance thinks there's a new docuseries out. It's called Live Not by Lies. He thinks that it's kind of pushing to rebuild Western civilization, kind of like the Trump administration. He said the following.
If we speak the truth, if we refuse to live by lies, then I think we can re-deliver on the promise of Western civilization. We can rebuild the kind of society where virtue and freedom and our ancient liberties are preserved and enforced and facilitated by our government rather than torn down by our government.
It feels like there's a connection, Tiffany. He's gone on to something, right? You see there's this kind of pride in America as this administration goes.
Oh, absolutely. I think what he hits on is the C.S. Lewis quote that courage is every virtue at its testing point. And I read Roger Ayers' book, Live Not by Lies, and that's exactly what he's speaking to. He's speaking to the reinvigoration and rebirth of things like virtue within our children, within our educational system, which trickles down into every single characteristic of forming citizens who are morally sound, who care about the republic and care about the future of this country.
I want to put this up very quickly. This is the polling, top issues with taxes among partisans. Look at this. What are taxes spent on? Republicans, 45% is their biggest concern. Democrats, 6%. They don't care what the government spends taxes on. Amount you pay, Republicans, 19%, Democrats, 5%. The rich not paying more. 73% of Democrats say the rich need to pay more. They're believing this thing, Elizabeth Pipko. They don't. And I literally have 5 seconds for each of you. They don't realize that, 1%, top 1% pay 55% of all the taxes.
Well, since I have 5 seconds, I'll just say the Democrats don't realize quite a few things, Trace.
I was going to say, I don't think they've recognized the fact that socialism has been tried and has failed several times.
Several times.
Yeah.
Tiffany, Elizabeth, thank you both.